Hey painting pals, welcome back to Mandy's Minis. Now I've been wanting to do sheer fabric for a while, but thanks to YouTube's rules, you gotta find the right model. Luckily, I found just the model. This is Alice in Wonderland, Alicia, and it's from Mammoth Factory. They are in the middle of their Disney spoofs and making Disney characters into 3D models for D&D, which are not actually Disney anymore, so again, no copyright. This is Alicia. I know of two great ways to do sheer fabric, and luckily, Alicia here has two legs for me to show you with. So we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. And the first one is we are going to start by painting up the leg just as if it was not wearing stockings. So I am currently right now putting on that shadow layer. And from here, I will build up to the mid-tone and highlights. And then we can get started adding her stocking. Now, if you remember the Alice in Wonderland from Disney picture on the screen, she is much younger and wearing complete white stockings. So basically no color at all. But Alicia here being a little bit older, a little bit wiser, her tights are going to be a little bit more sheer, but we're still going to do them with the white. Let's go ahead and get this all painted up. Now you guys have seen me paint layers how many times on this channel. You gotta be sick of it. You know how to do that. If you don't, watch my layering video. So I'm gonna take care of that and I'll be right back afterwards. Okay, I am back, and as you can see, I have the shadow, mid-tone, and highlight all added in. And here is where we're going to add the sheer fabric for her tights. One thing you'll notice is that I did not glaze to blend these. Why? We don't really need to. We're covering it all up with the tights. So that'll kind of blend it in as we're doing it. And we're going to be doing that with a glaze. So in this case, I'm using white. Well, technically, I am using AK's white gray. And I made a little glaze of it. And I'm just going to glaze over the model. Well, over the leg to replicate that sheer look. So far, all that did was kind of lighten it a little bit. My glaze might be a little bit too light, but that's okay. I can always make it stronger. And it's going to take a couple of coats. I am going to keep working on this. I have to let one glaze dry before I can add another one. Don't worry, I will keep you watching so you can see every step I'm doing, how many glazes I actually add. The color of your sheer fabric is going to help determine on how many you need. White is probably one of the more difficult ones. Made the glaze a little bit thicker too. But because I'm doing white, it kind of has its own unique look and takes a little bit more, in my experience, than some of the other colors. But as you can see now that I've made it a little thicker, that looks a little bit better, a little bit more like she's wearing some sheer white tights. So I'm probably going to do one more, but since that one actually went pretty fast now that I thickened it up, I probably won't actually need to switch over to hyperlapse to get this finished. So yay. All right, I would actually say that is pretty much it. there she is. Definitely looks like she's got, as I keep saying that, I keep losing it down here. There we go. Now, if you were doing, say, a dress with folds, what you normally see with sheer fabric, those are actually a lot more fun to play with. And where you put the fold is where you're going to see the color of the fabric bolder. So in this case, I would do a completely opaque layer of the white gray on the folds. And only where it's pulled tight to the body would you actually see the skin tone coming through. So that makes it a little neater and a lot more interesting than just straight up tights like we're doing. But once again, YouTube doesn't really like those. That is method 1. So now we're going to do method 2 because she has another leg, so I might as well show you both of them. And this is going to be actually a little bit easier. So any of you newbies, this is going to be a better way for you to do it. And it just requires mixing the paint. You take your mid-tone and you're going to mix it with your sheer fabric color. So in this case, white gray. And then we're just going to apply that. Now, this definitely doesn't look as good as realistic in my opinion, but once again, it is a much easier way of doing it. And if you're not going for the absolute best of the best because it's a commission or because you're doing a contest, who cares? You're going to do what you have fun painting. And it doesn't matter if you're pulling out the best of the best. You're just doing it to have fun and to make a cool effect. So you can do that as well. And if you want to get really complex, you can mix a little bit of the white into your shadow tone and do it that way. So as you can see, this one is not letting as much of the color show through, the color of the skin, but we can also fix that by adjusting the mix and putting a little bit more of the skin tone back in. And then as we were talking about the shadow tone, let me mix up some of that, and we can add that shadow tone back in, still mixed with the white, so we're still getting that whitish appearance, which I actually went too far, not enough white in it. Now I have a feeling I'm going to go too far the other way because that's what happens, and that's why I play the back and forth game so much. Little too much color, little too much white, little too much color, little too much white. I get there in the end, that's what matters. There we go. And now if we were going to do that highlight, we can just take a little bit of the white gray and put that into our highlight color. Put that in the highlight areas. And there you go. Now, again, personally, I feel like it just kind of washes it down. I feel like you definitely get more depth doing it the first way. So that is always my preference. But again, 2 different options, 2 different ways you can do it and play with sheer fabrics. I am going to go ahead and adjust this one so that it matches and they're both looking the same, because don't really want 2 different legs painted differently on the same model. I know Wonderland is pretty weird, but I feel like that just goes a little too far. I'm not gonna do that. Plus, you guys barely have a video otherwise. You know, I mean, if I were to end it here, wouldn't you miss me? Probably not, but that's okay. I miss you guys. And those of you asking, don't worry, Ben's upstairs. He's actually doing some yard work and housing chores because, well, we're adults and we have things that have to be done. unfortunately, we don't get to just spend all our time playing down here. Wouldn't that be great life, though? Unfortunately, we need things like money. And no, that is not a plug or beg for money kind of moment. We're doing just fine. We've got jobs. We both love our jobs, so we are good. But if you would like to support the channel, you know all the ways to do it. Comment would be great. It would be amazing if you like the video. But as always, I really just appreciate you watching the videos. That's why I make these, is for you, to help you in our community. And I will continue to do that as long as you guys keep watching. So that is all very exciting. So now I am going to glaze the white back on, and we'll bring this one down to match the other. And then I will show you, jump you ahead to the final photos, while I actually still have to stay here and finish. It's not done yet. So I'm not sure how much you guys would actually want to sit and just watch me paint. I mean, if you do, that would be great. Let me know. I'd have no problem making videos like that where I'm just painting and chatting with you, and you guys get to see the whole process and possibly even hear my thoughts as I'm painting each figure. If that would interest you, if you would like to see my whole process and, you know, chat while I'm painting, let me know. I also do live streams from time to time. So if you're interested in that, again, let me know, and maybe I'll start some up again. I haven't done any in a while, so. Well, I'm going to keep fighting with this. Once again, you saw the perfect way to do it on that first one. And this time I'm just trying to make it match, and of course struggling because I'm more talking to you than paying attention. Oh, it's what happens, but that's okay. I love talking with you. So, now, Taylor, if you wouldn't mind just transporting them to the end, I can once again thank you and tell you how much I appreciate you watching the videos, and I hope you actually got something out of it and learned from it. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. Once again, I am here strictly for you, and I would love to help you. If there's anything that you want to know, any topics you'd like me to cover. A big special thank you to our patrons. You guys are the best. We absolutely love you and appreciate the assistance that you give the channel and the support. You're my painting heroes, so absolutely love you. Thank you. And that's it for me, and that's it for this one. So until next time, have fun and keep creating.